Hello everyone who's, like, gone on to part 3 of a thing and thought, finally, we can do this, we can finish the thing, whatever it is. I am BorderWise, and welcome back to From the Depths, Let's Build, and what is probably the last part in building our plasma helicopter gunship, because this needs to be finished. It needs to be finished before I get distracted by the things which I am on the verge of being distracted by. Watch this space. Yeah. Not sure where that sentence was going. But anyway, so, the final touches to this thing. There's a few things. I'm trying to remember what the hell I did here. I didn't even record this too long ago, and I'm having trouble. So, shields are one thing. I think the shields I kind of did a little bit badly here. Because I think I have too many shields and they're too weak. I end up with shields that are only like, you know, strength 1.5, and that's not particularly good. But it is better than nothing. And on the whole, I am kind of pleased with this design. It's novel. I don't think I've ever made anything quite like this. And realizing that you can make helicopter blades look bigger through deco is a bit of a game changer for me, because one of the things that puts me off, and probably puts a lot of people off from making really big helis, is that if you have one rotor, it looks kind of silly. It looks cartoonish, really. It's like them cartoon dragons, which have the tiny wings that should not allow them to fly, but yet they fly anyway. But turns out that deco is a way to get around that quite nicely. And so you see what I'm doing here. I actually end up saving this, because one of the things I hate about shield projectors is just like how, you know, you have to set them up and fiddle them to get them exactly right. So I'm very much a fan these days of, whenever possible, putting them on a 2-axis turret and having them aim there. It's particularly good for broadsiders, I think, because your main target, like the biggest, meanest thing that's shooting at you, is probably only going to be in coming from one direction. So, yay, the band. I don't remember any of their songs. I'm old, but I'm not that old. And I'm also out of touch in a tremendously shocking way. The rock, which I live under, is very warm and comfortable, thank you very much. So anyway, so we're gonna have a turret over there, a turret over there, so I'm trying to still lay this out enough that, you know, it makes sense. And you'll notice I'm putting these turret blocks on rubber, which is generally a stupid idea, but the main reason I want to do that is to fool EMP. And I just remembered that I didn't really put surge protectors on this thing, and I really should do that. So, yeah. That's my bad. I could jam a whole bunch of surge protectors just touching that heavy armor compartment right in the middle of this heli, and I should do that, totally. So, yeah, like, I'm fairly pleased with this thing. The firepower is a little bit lacking, but that kind of fits in with the idea of this thing, because remember, this is a faction craft. This is going to be for the custom campaign. The Glacave Dominion, and I don't know what this thing should be called still. People were suggesting, like, things for, like, you know, the whale of some kind, so scientific concept for whale, I guess, is, hang on, let me just look up, what is the scientific name for the humpback whale, because this thing is kind of a humpback, and it does kind of circle, and it is supportive in a way that humpback whales are, because, fun fact, humpback whales are altruistic. They will frequently, well, I'm not sure about frequently, but they are well documented in, like, intervening in the hunts of sharks and orcas and stuff like that to rescue small animals such as seals and penguins and even human beings. So, they are supportive in that way. It's just that this humpback is supportive in the sense of providing plasma fire and torpedoes. I only barely remember to put torpedoes on this thing. It was almost quite embarrassing, because as a Glacave craft, it needs at least 3 different weapon systems on it, so would be a little bit embarrassing. Also, that tail rotor, I still need to do something about that, because I think I know what I did wrong last time. I forgot what I did wrong, but yeah. So this is just me testing out the shields, making sure that they're doing something, hopefully, and they do appear to be, they're helping a little bit. Also, those are very sharp angles, so hopefully that's okay, I guess. I hope. And this thing, actually, the shells are fast, but they're not that fast, the guillotine. And, yeah. like, you can see, like, you know, it's damaged, but mostly it's the evasion. Like, even very fast shells get fooled by something moving very fast and moving up and down, so... Don't build battleships, build bouncy airships. Actually do build battleships because it's great fun. What was I doing? Humpback whale. Humpback whale. Right. Oh, Megaptera. Megaptera is a great name, actually. Wow. I am still open to suggestions, though, so remember, scientific concepts or tools is the naming scheme for the Glakave Dominion. So, but yeah, Megaptera is great. I love that. Wow. Poor humpback whale. It's the only species in the genus Megaptera. Megaptera. M-E-G, Meg. Hey, this is going to be a second Meg from accounting. What are we doing? Oh, right, we've spawned in... What the hell is that thing called again? The Bastard. See, it was on screen. The name was on screen. The Hysteria, that's it, yeah. And I hate this thing, and I need to do a most wanted on it, because there's nothing quite like a Sabot spammer to really remind you that, you know, Sabot railguns are really annoying. Especially if you're like me, and you kind of just, you know, you prefer using evasion and, you know, armor to protect your craft. Neither of those things really work against something that blasts armor-piercing shells at a ridiculous rate. You need shield projectors and a lot of delicious wedges for that kind of thing. It just occurred to me that I could put 2-axis shield thingies, like, on my turrets. Like, on my main, you know, gun turrets and stuff like that. I could do that. That is within my power to do. Also, as I was doing this, as I was recording this, as I was building this bloody helicopter, I was saying to myself, dude, you are gonna paint this thing, save the deco for last. Do I save the deco for last? No, I do not. I am a foolish, foolish man. And I have to basically paint all the decos, like, you know, the hard way, once I've, you know, gotten this thing to a place where I'm happy with it. So this is a case of, like, don't do what I do what I say. And honestly, again, this occurred to me as I was building it and as I was futzing around with fleet cards and stuff like that. Just build in the color ahead of time. If you know what color the thing is going to be, build in that color. Don't be like me. Don't be silly. Don't be like me. Don't be silly. Do the thing correctly. Today is a good day, because that improvised song actually rhymed. You know the day is good when the improvised song actually rhymes. Dumpty Dumpty Doo. Okay, I got nothing after that. That's it. That's all the improv I can do for today. I am spent. Please support me on Patreon and give me huge amounts of money if you want to see any more improvised anything, really. See, I couldn't even improvise that. Imagine if, like, the only way I could do... Or, imagine if the only way that someone could function if they had to literally eat money. I mean, figuratively speaking, that's like, if you live in society, that is kind of how it works. But, like, literally eat money. Like, you need to put money into them like an arcade machine. It's like, sorry, I cannot record videos today. Please insert... please insert money into the available... into the available slot, orifice, thing. This has gone a weird direction already. Also, yeah, those shield protectors are, like, really, really not well protected, so, yeah. Also, smoke. We need the smoke. Smoke is not as good as it used to be, by the way, because of the changes to how lasers work. I did see, I was reading in all places the From the Depths official Discord, like, a discussion in one of the channels. It's saying... And the devs straight up said, like, we don't want smoke, we don't want, like, any defensive system to kind of be compulsory. And smoke was kind of compulsory, so, yeah. Again, it's also why they're not going to add fire extinguishers, as it turns out, because you can counter fire just by, well, firstly, being underwater, even if a fire has a bunch of, oxidizer, like, you know, no block adds oxidizer, to the flame as it burns, so, like, being underwater is actually a good idea. So yeah, there is that, and, like, you know, just don't use too much wood, space things out better, and yeah. What else was I mentioning? Like, I might as well give it away. I am planning to build a new battleship. I already don't think it's going to be very good. I really just want to build it for fun, because at the end of the day, and yes, it's going to be canoe-shaped, and I apologize in advance, but at this point, like, it's a canoe design I've been, like, messing with. It's basically just going absolutely nuts on the super-firing turrets, and essentially, it's a glass cannon design, which I feel I need to get the hang of a lot more, because I feel I always over-armor my designs, and then I end up disappointed when they don't win fights, you know. So yeah, it's just focusing on having a lot of Daka and, like, spacing things out and redundancy and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, and I hate to admit this, armor is overrated in From the Depths. Like, active defenses, especially, like, just movement is absolutely what saves your bacon a lot of the time. So yeah. Not sure where I was going to... We should probably talk about, like, the thing that's happening on screen. What was I doing here? I don't remember. I think it was... Oh, right, it's the shield setup. Yeah, weak shields. I regret that already. I should probably change that. You only have so much power on this thing, unfortunately. Maybe I could poach some power from the main rotor, but, yeah. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I really want to fix that yaw thing, because I want this to, like, be... You know, a helicopter. Also, this thing needs more turning. It needs even more turning than it already has. Why can it not have more turning? I demand to know! Also, laser warners are a good idea. I do like... This is definitely, like, the Megaptera. That name is warming on me, like, all the time. Again, I'm open to better suggestions. If you got better suggestions, like, yeah, do suggest them. I would like to hear them. I would like to see them. I would like to smell them. And so here's where, like, this is where the combat testing comes in, because, like, you know, you can always tell when I get craft from, you know, through Discord, or through on the workshop, or something like that, or even if it's just spawned in a campaign, or something like that, you can tell when it's been combat tested and when it hasn't, because if it's been combat tested, it does something sensible, and if it does not do something sensible, like, they probably didn't check ahead of time. And this is me... So this test wasn't very good, because I think the Thunderbird is kind of a hard counter to this thing. This is a right-sider, and this is just a regular broadsider with, like, fully rotatable turrets. And also those lasers make it so that evasion doesn't work particularly well against it. So Thunderbird is a bit of a hard counter to this Plasma Heli, and also the bloody Plasma Heli doesn't turn fast enough. So I might also want to change maybe I should just change that to be like a simple broadside rather than a circle, because I do not want this thing to constantly run away from the target, because as you saw just now with the Thunderbird, it could have prioritized just facing the target and just shredding it with that plasma gun, but nope, it wasn't doing it. Alright, so this is just me trying to find some kind of Lightning Hood's laser packing thing that is roughly the same cost as this. And also, I don't remember when I did that, but like there is an ACB on here that triggers smoke on spawn. Simply because that is handy not only for preemptively having laser defense, but it also kind of screws with enemy targeting. And I should probably put, yeah... That I realize now why this plasma gun is so inaccurate. It's because it's smoked. Everything is smoked, so we really actually need to change that and put a lot more IR trackers and radar trackers and stuff like that on there. Make sure that they can actually hit the target. Oh boy, maybe I should get rid of the bearing rangefinders entirely. That would be an idea. But still, it's a pretty decent block confetti. In case I haven't said it already, this thing is almost certainly not completely finished. It's gonna, especially since this is something that people are going to be running into in the Canoemageddon campaign, this is gonna need to be tweaked, not only to be functional, but also to be, like, interesting and fun to fight, because that's the important thing, is, like, no one wants to find, you know, you can't just have nothing but meta kill bricks. That's a phrase I learned just the other day from Gmodism. Kill bricks. You know, like, if you... Basically, them things which are just big cubes covered in weapons. Kill brick. Yeah, this thing needs to be fun. It needs to be interesting. When this thing shows up, people are going to be like, either they should be like, oh no, I'm not prepared, alas, or, while still being able fully to prepare for it is the thing. But also they can be like, oh yeah, I love watching this thing blow up. So that's what I'm kind of going for with the custom campaign. And I really need to work it into my schedule to, like, work on that, like, you know, off hours. But, off hours? What the hell am I even talking about? I mean, like, not just on live streams. What I don't want to do is fix everyone's designs. I should do a video update on the channel, like, to anyone who has built anything for it. I have gone over pretty much, like, you know, the submissions for all the things, for all the factions so far. There's been more since I've done that. But I should point out what things that people are kind of missing. It's things like for the Anglo faction that only has amphibious tanks. You know, the vehicles need to be amphibious. There's still occasionally the odd one you see in which the thing is not properly amphibious, and it's like, for the love of peanuts. And, like, read the descriptions. I should probably also link to the Google document, like, describing, like, what the rules are for these bloody things. And also guidelines. Ugh! Life. Life is hard. And then you die! That's the fun thing about life. Oh yeah, torpedoes. So, airdrop torpedoes are always a bit finicky, and I actually end up working on it a little bit more. Like, after I end this recording, I, like, tweak the torpedoes even more, because, like, they were working fine, and then I tweaked them, and that broke them, and then I had to fix them, and it's just all bad all the time. And this is just me making sure that they can get to the target, and boom, boom. And also I think, like, I don't put signal processors on these torpedoes, like, on camera. I do it afterwards. So before anyone yells at me about not putting signal processors on them, yeah, that is, like, something I do. I also don't set what kind of, like, resource thing this is. Like, you know, set how much resources carry. Yep, so that's there. Gotta make sure that the... I also need to drop a sonar buoy, because that is a supercavitation APS. Maybe I shouldn't bother. Maybe I should not bother with that thing being supercavitation. And also I need to make those shields more transparent, because they, quite frankly, look... Okay, what you saw just there, that brief Google thing popping up, is me just double-checking my own faction rules. Saying, like, alright, so this is the point where I have to decide, alright, is this going to be a Swole Republic craft, or is it going to be a Glakave Dominion craft? Because there's slightly different requirements for either of them. And I went with Glakave because it's got, like, you know, 3 different weapon systems, check, check. Nice and versatile. Can fight on its own, or as part of a group, that is the idea. And also, I don't know what kind of sub-vehicle would fit with this thing. People made suggestions, like you could have like a little naval drone or something like that. Maybe even an airdropped micro-sub or something like that, but I don't know. Like, it just feels more like... It feels more like a, you know... And especially with the final paint scheme, which you've probably already seen in the thumbnail, this is kind of more... The Glakave Dominion, their vibe is kind of like... Evil Communist Jesus... not Evil Communist Jesus, bloody hell. Evil Communist Genius. Jesus and genius are 2 different things. No comment on how intelligent the actual man Jesus Christ was, but I don't know. He never invented a particle collider, so, like, I don't know. I don't know. That's probably some... How did we get here? How did we get onto this line of topic? But anyway, Glakave Dominion, think of them as evil, well, I mean, not evil so much as, I don't know, they're about as evil as, well, I guess modern communist China, which is pretty damn evil, but also because it's a superpower, but anyway. But yeah, so basically they're, you know, old school sci-fi evil genius communist types. So, especially like with the paint scheme, is like this kind of pale helicopter with like a plasma cannon sticking out the side. and torpedoes like dropped out the back, like in like the old James Bond spy car kind of thing. The Concave Dominion actually, like in many ways, if you got like a nation that is essentially run by like Bond villains, like the old school like communist baddies in like James Bond films and that kind of thing. That's basically them. So, so yeah. Also, there's a little surprise cameo from a Caravonian Rebellion craft, because I am going to steal the decoration from this. So, actually, in this very video, you've seen me save 2 things for later use. So, right there, we got some Caravonian torpedo deco, because, like, I am shameless. I do not mind stealing decoration from other people if it looks good, and quite frankly, the Caravonian Rebellion has some very, very good, like, aesthetic choices. So Aperture and Jacavalier and all the people who worked on the Caravonian Rebellion and their craft, it's just, you know, very good choices. And, like, very importantly, not overdone is the thing. And this is the painting portion. This is where we have to load in the Concave fleet colors. And just got to make absolutely sure that we've done that. And yeah, I should probably also go post a link to the Discord. So, right. So this is just me checking that it's all set to the correct thing. And this is just me making absolutely sure that the torpedoes are the correct color. And they are! And this is where we really, really are going to get into the nitty-gritty. And immediately you can see where I put decoration. It's just like, oh, damn it. Dang it! This is why people like me who are in the habit of saving the painting till last, we're okay, I'm not going to say we're stupid, but like I'm stupid for doing that. Also, the camo pattern on those spinning blades is actually going to make me, it's making me feel sick, so goodness knows, like, I don't know, there are people who like genuinely get motion sick from like doing stuff, so yeah, that's doing stuff. You know what? I was feeling good today. I was feeling great. I was feeling like competent and like all clever and like ready to like do stuff and like record and be all coherent and cool and interesting. Yeah, also the fact that the deco kind of, I think, lags behind the propellers a little bit. That's a little bit jarring, but I'm not sure how to fix that. And now we just got to do other things as well. And I actually end up having to change that twice because I'm stupid and I paint the underbelly a different color. Oh boy. I still can't believe I said, like, evil communist Jesus. Can you imagine? That's got to exist somewhere. In fact, I'm going to Google that. I'm going to Google that, and this is going to be in my search history, so I hope you lot appreciate the sacrifices I make for you. Evil communist Jesus. Huh, alright, well... What? One of the things in the people also ask, what does Jesus say about communism? You know, that thing that didn't exist when he was alive. What did Jesus say about it? Oh boy. Alright, so... Historians generally confirm the view... Okay, this is from Wikipedia, which is a slightly better source than other things. Historians generally confirm the view that a form of communism was taught by Jesus and practiced by the apostles, because, you know, communal ownership of stuff. Huh. Oh, the irony. Because, like, I think most modern Christians are, like, just about the most anti-communist people you could imagine. Okay. And, of course, the first thing that pops up is a Reddit post saying that despite what most people believe, Jesus' ideals were closer to communist blah blah blah. What would Jesus think of communism? That's Quora. Was Jesus a communist? What the... Alldef.com says Jesus was a communist. Huh. Well, I mean, evil communist Jesus is like... I don't know. I guess, at least on the communist front, closer than I thought, really. So, yeah. Actually, I'm not sure how religious the Glokave Dominion is supposed to be, so, yeah. I guess they could be somewhat religious? Like, here's the thing. I don't want to get into theology and stuff, like, in this custom campaign too much. I don't want to, like, handcraft religions for these guys. So, like, until further notice, pretty much all factions involved are, like, secular, apart from the Stone Light Presence, which is a crazy alien AI, so don't even worry about it. Like, it's not even... Like, you know, even it doesn't really know what it's doing. And also, yeah, the player characters, like... People made were making very good suggestions about, like, what the player character's role is, and you are basically part of that same AI, but it's like you're the last, pretty much sane part of it, and you need to head back north and basically bully everyone into, you know, focusing on the real threat coming from the north. And this is me just remembering that the whole smoke on spawn thing is a thing. I need to... damn it, this thing isn't finished. It's never really finished, is it? Megaptera. Has a nice ring to it. No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to fly. It's actually impressive that the Drosera is able to... that might have been a very lucky hit on the tail rotor. That is something I need to worry about, is like... I actually forgot that this was ×2 speed for a second, but like, yeah. Oh, the Drosera. The Drosera is just the marauder of the Canoemageddon now. Because it's just like, you know, it pops up first on the spawn menu. It's great. Okay, so yeah, this is almost done. There's just a little bit of tweaking left. A little bit of detection, and a little bit of razzle-dazzle here and there, and setting it to be the correct resource group. But aside from that, it's done. We have a Plasma Heli, and we have a tentative name for it. Again, sorry for repeating myself. If you think you have a better name suggestion for it than Megaptera, then yeah, I'm down. I'm down to listen. I'm down to clown. I'm down to party, except don't actually invite me to a party. I'm very introverted, actually. So, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps. And there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters. Please check out my second channel, BorderRRR, or BorderRRR. Links are in the description. All the links are in the description. And also linked to the description will be the custom campaign hub, where you can get involved with this custom campaign if you so choose. And there's also handy links there to explain like where the hell we're at with this. So, thank you all so much, and farewell.